Hey, it's Rhino. This is my Star Wars Destiny visual database, V1. I created this in Figma, and this is in no way meant to replace or compete with the Star Wars Destiny DB or any other databases out there for that matter. This is hopefully meant to complement or just give you players a different way to look at their cards, arrange their cards, build decks and things in ways that in alternate ways. So and I've this is set up to be used with ARH and is in no way like affiliated with that organization. So this is not their doing. This is just me as an individual. But of course, my appreciation goes out to the group and the community out there, which is amazing and inspired this work. So a little bit of background on me. So I created this because in 2021, I'm basically a new player. I played the game like a little bit when it very first came out. That doesn't really count. I didn't play with real players in a real meta and community, so I am now. I'm only about like 12 games in, and playing mostly on Tabletop Simulator in the ARH community, and I absolutely love it, and I plan to never ever stop. So what I've done here, I've done in this program called Figma, and Figma is a free design tool. If you're new to this, the first thing you'll need to do to be able to access and utilize this Star Wars Destiny visual database I've created is to set up a Figma account. It is free to use or sign up or log in, and then just so you know, this is Windows or Mac compatible. You can use an app, or you can use it in the browser. It doesn't work so well on the phone. Okay, so what we're looking at is just the cover page, and I've got the how to use this document. Again, one, you need the free Figma account. Talked about that. Two, to navigate the pages in the upper left of Figma. Let me actually reveal the Figma UI. You should be able to see it this way from the get-go. And then, yeah, so you navigate using the pages in the upper left. I've got some handy buttons that take you there, but once you get there, there's kind of no way back. So you'll want to navigate the pages here, which we'll go through in a sec. And then some Figma basics, plus or minus keys on your keyboard to zoom in and out. There's other ways I could show to you. You can hold the spacebar to pan and move around. So I'm holding spacebar, the hand shows up, and I can pan and I can move around. Plus or minus keys zoom you out and in. And then Shift 1 just zooms everything to fit on your screen. And then you could copy and paste cards into the workshop page and have fun building decks. So before we get to that, let me show you what I've got here. So the first time you load this, it's probably going to take a while. Just be patient. Grab a drink. I mean, it's not going to take minutes. It might take a minute, but because it's loading images of all of the cards. So I have these organized by set or product release from FFG as well as ARH. And what you can do, and my favorite way of zooming in, just sort of a habit of mine, is to hold the Z key for a magnifying glass and then draw a box to zoom in and kind of start from there. The other thing I'm doing is I'm on a Mac, I'm holding Command and I'm zooming in and out on my mouse surface, my magic mouse. You could do that with a mouse wheel. And you could probably do the same with Control and zoom in and out on your mouse. You can also, if you have a trackpad, pinch in and out. And yes. And again, I'm holding spacebar and getting this hand to grab and pan around to look at cards. You can hide the UI, the Figma UI user interface to be able to see more cards all at once. So that would be on a Mac Command \, or on a PC probably Control \, and you can Command / Control \, again to just hide and show so that you can see more cards all at once. So yeah, for me, being a new player and having to catch up with 5 years of products, I really needed to be able to display all this stuff out. And then we got the ARH stuff over here. And of course, as they add new sets and make changes, I'll be following suit here. So that's the MasterCard list, and what these are. I don't necessarily think anybody would be using these unless you're playing unlimited or just look at everything. But really, what this is it's a place to house these main components, and it's indicated by a set of purple diamonds here. And then I can make changes in there, which will show on all the instances. Speaking of which, so let's go to page 2, Holocron ARH Standard September 19, 2021. I'm going to shift 1 so I can zoom out to see everything. So this is basically kind of like a visual copy of the existing Holocron. And I have a nice handy link to Renewed Hope here so you can get the real deal. But what I have here, and what I realize right now, as of this recording, I'm missing like the Echoes of Destiny reprint list added here, so I'll add that later. And then what I have is some, the Echoes of Destiny reprint list itself, organized by set, and then balance, errata, and other things. So let's take a look at this. Here's what I've done. So I went ahead and I didn't modify, but I overlaid the point difference for the balance here for this guy, for all of them. And you can actually unhide that. Like, what was it again? Oh yeah, okay, it went a bit up or down this much, and show it again. And then this doesn't, like, you can actually try to delete this, and what it'll do is actually it'll hide it because this is an instance of the main component. So if I click into this one, if I just click this, it's like the group of like this symbol and this card particularly. Like if I go here, it's like the group of this symbol and all these cards. So if I want to see, if I just want to, I don't know, you want to go and see Infus Nest. I've got her instance selected here, Convergence 141, and right click, go to main component, and now I'm in the master card list page, and there she is. This is the place where I actually make the change and do this edit. So if I were to remove this completely from here, then all instances, all copies of it in every other place will show here. So if later ARH changes the balance on this, then that'll show up all the other spots. Same. Oh, and of course, you notice that this is like a kind of a light pink color. It's just so it stands out. It's not, doesn't have anything to do. It's not like a red card thing or anything. It's just that plus the symbol. I really wanted to make symbols like how card companies do, but yeah, it's just just really calls out that, oh, okay, this is a balanced card, and this is the value here. Erratas, same kind of deal. I've got a pink overlay that really stands out and a little symbol, and then the new copy for that, for all of the cards that are errated, including, of course, ARH. Restricted pairs, they're just sitting out here. There's nothing other special added to them. Oh, you know what? Let me go back and show you. So, for cards that are two-sided, like the transformations cards and so on, I just have them set up in the master card list as like just a combined thing. And I could show you how. Yeah, when we get to the workshop, I'll show you how to deal with that if you only want to show one side. Band list. So yeah, just a really bright red overlay over the top of band. And again, it's super easy for me to just go in. When I edit this stuff later and release like a version 2, I can just go in and I can hide or delete that band. And then let's go back over here and see. And then every other instance, it's not going to show up. Let's go in and undo that. Okay, and then character subtypes, just the one here. And of course the reprint list, which is about to change a whole lot. It's going to give me a lot of work. It's going to be great. Okay, let's go to ARH Standard Organized WIP. Stands for Work in Progress. Zoom out. I don't know if this is the best way to arrange this. I'm really looking to the community to help me out on this. Me being a newbie, this seemed to make sense to me. but I'm open to ideas. And it's also a work in progress because there is one component of this that is not organized optimally because I just ran out of steam at the time because this was a huge project to start. Okay, so as you can see, sorry, let me zoom in again. So as you can see, we got hero, neutral, villain areas, all background in their, all in their background color, and then battlefields up here in the middle. So zooming in on hero, you've got blue, red, and yellow. Did you know that's what these were called? And gray, and organized by the different card types. And zooming in, so this is the part that's not organized well at all. This is haphazardly placed. So this is not in any rhyme or reason or order. But I mean to do that, and I'm curious. I want to know from anybody, from everybody, like how would you like these arranged within these categories, right? Would you prefer that they were organized alphabetically, card number, or like product release order, that sort of thing? What makes sense? What's the best? Yeah, so you can just come in here and you can take a look at all the things. And again, to remind you, Command / or Control / to get rid of the UI so you can kind of see all of them all at once. I have it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. Sorry, columns, 6 columns, and I felt like that was a pretty comfortable reading this width of the cards once you've removed that UI, and you can zoom in there. Yeah, so same thing with neutrals, same with villain, and there's battlefields. All right, so the main reason for all this stuff, all this work, is so that we can actually build decks in the workshop. So I got a workshop page here. It's nice and empty, ready to go. And there's a couple of different ways to do it. The way that I have it most optimized right now is not super optimal, but it's certainly, I think, a good start. I think it's a good start. But, like let's say I want to build an Ahsoka Anakin deck, so I can click to select Ahsoka, Command C or Control C, depending on Windows or Mac, and then copy and paste. That's basically it. You don't want to cut or move that. I mean, you can't like move it anyway if you wanted to. Or can you? Such a thing? No, you can't do that. So yeah, you'll want to keep all this stuff intact. So don't cut, please. Copy and paste only. Even if you did, it wouldn't ruin it because it would still be in the MasterCard list. If you mess with stuff in the MasterCard list, then you're really in trouble. And then, so yeah, I can grab the Anakin card, and I can drop him in, move it, rearrange it. I can add some text, like Jedi deck, right? It'll inherit the properties you had of the last text you selected, so I did this. And then, so yeah, you can resize this by going in here and typing in like 100. Or you can, pro tip, hold Alt or Option key, and you get the little double arrow here, and you can just click and drag, get the size you want ish. Yeah, so here's my Jedi deck, and I get it started, and I can copy that. Let's see, let's go with some upgrades. Let's just say I'm going to grab lightsabers haphazardly. I want to think about putting all of these lightsabers. Oh, so what I did here, you can draw a box to multi-select, or you can hold Shift and select multiple things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then copy those. Go into the workshop, find a good spot, paste them in. Okay, cool. And then you can you can copy and paste those so that you're showing like a 2 of for each of those. I mean, grab and select and move these out of the way, that kind of thing. If you're more of an advanced Figma user, you'll know of different ways that you can sort of automatically do this stuff, but I'm just kind of showing the basic version. Another way is you can hold Alt or Option and drag, click and drag a selection. So these are already selected. I'm holding Alt or Option, and then click and drag, and I got boop, 2 of. One thing I like to do too is I like to come in here. Oh, and if you have a thing and it's all caps you don't want it to be, you can go to the text properties area, you can hit the thing. This is turning into a Figma tutorial. Oh, okay, looks like I have my caps lock on. Cool. Never mind. So I can be like, I don't know, runner-ups or runner ups is probably a better term than this. It's like, I don't want these in here. Yeah, okay, but I don't want to dismiss them completely. Or like similarly, you can go removed, and it's like, okay, this was a good deck. I played it or whatever, but these didn't work so well, or I want to take one copy out, and just so you remind yourself that this is what you did, and or whatever. You can do whatever you want. It's pretty much an infinite space. It's called an infinite canvas, but it really isn't. It only stretches about this far. But you can build decks and decks and decks and decks and decks for days in this place. And then once you run out of space, you can copy this page, or you can just make a new page and make another workshop. You can have a whole thing of blue decks and red decks and mill decks and different archetypes, or whatever you want, or not. Yeah, it's very, very powerful, very flexible. And yeah, that's basically the workshop part of it. Just have fun. So one thing that I thought of too is that I've seen there's a lot of great content creators out there. Thank you guys so much for what you do. And I see a lot of people putting their cards out on the table, having to set up their camera and all that. Well, I was hoping that maybe this could be a tool that if you find helpful, great. You can just lay out the cards virtually. You don't have to bust out your old cards, even though it's fun, but I'm sure it's a lot of work. Thank you for all that work, by the way. Okay, one thing I had mentioned was how do you deal with flipped cards like two-sided cards that you only want to show one side of? I think there's some pretty crazy, tricky ways that I could handle this, but would require like a ton of work and knowledge perhaps from the user. So at least right now, the most basic way I can think of is to actually select the card, and then if you double click, if you hit this little arrow to open this up, you can hide one of the sides. So you got the right side, you can hide that, and it's got this weird thing where like there's this open kind of area box, which isn't the greatest. Again, it's kind of like, well, this tool isn't super designed for this kind of thing. And I could do all kinds of crazy, tricky stuff, which I'll probably end up doing. But for now, I think this is an easy way to handle it for anybody, to just come in here and do it. And yeah, you can hide one side or the other, or both if you really want to. But probably don't want to do that. Or you can get it both back just by playing with the eyes there. You can collapse that again if you want. Okay, that's it for the Star Wars Destiny Visual Database V1. Please feel free to reach out to me on Discord. You like it, you don't like it, ideas to make it better, anything. I would love to chat with you about this stuff. I hope you found this useful. Thanks. Good luck. Have fun.